I'm Dr.Lupton. I'm a professor of nutrition at Texas A&M University, and I've been here for about 26 years now. I'm delighted to be the holder of the William W. Allen Endowed Chair in Nutrition. Thank you to Allen Foundation. My PhD is in nutrition from the University of California at Davis. And my research is on diet and colon cancer, particularly dietary fiber and dietary fat, and how a cell goes from being a normal healthy cell to being a transformed cell or malignant cell, and how we can intervene with diet to protect against colon cancer. In terms of my teaching, I've taught just about every undergraduate course in this department in the 26 years that I've been here. And right now I'm teaching two different classes. One's the Controls on Metabolism, and that's an upper division course for our students. And the other one is the course I developed a couple of years ago on how to do evidence-based reviews in food science and nutrition. And that class right now is really exciting to me. I have 6 students from last semester who are now with me this semester getting the evidence-based review that we did last semester ready for publication. So that's pretty exciting. They just stayed on right with me after that. Now my real passion in life now is taking basic science and making it into nutrition policy. And by that I mean dietary fiber that I work on, doing public policy work in fiber. I chaired the macronutrient panel that determined how much intake we should have of fiber, and then went from there to the dietary guidelines as to how we should take the nutrient intake of fiber and then transform that into the foods that we should be selecting. And I'm really working hard now on front of the pack labeling, which is a system that you can go into the supermarket, pick out the most nutritious products from the supermarket by looking at a check mark or some kind of emblem and developing the criteria for that. So I love my job. I love getting up every morning and working here. And I'm very thankful to Texas A&M for having given me this opportunity to do this. It's a great place to be in nutrition today, because if you're interested in the most molecular level, you can work in that area, or if you're interested in international nutrition, helping out in places that you think you haven't even been to before, you can do either one of those, and it's with the same degree, in nutrition. It was a roundabout way that I got into nutrition. I actually was a philosophy major as an undergraduate, and then I decided I wanted to write a book that had to do with food science. And when I was writing the book to do with food science, I realized I didn't know enough. And so I went back to school to get an education in food science. I just wanted to take one course and write my book, but they insisted that I matriculate towards a degree. And along the way, I found nutrition, and I was in love with it ever since then. I've graduated a lot of students. I've never really taken the time to sit down and count them all, but it's probably about 80 or so right now. And then I've been on the committees of a lot of other graduate students. And the ones that I've graduated, I stay in touch with many of them. And some of them I had as undergraduates, and then I had as graduate students, and then I had as postdocs, and now I have as colleagues. So that's been pretty exciting to me. I have a couple of what they call training grants, and they're training grants to educate people, PhDs, for example, one in space life sciences, so that they will do some of the kind of research that I and many other people on this campus are doing in terms of space life sciences. And I have another one that's actually from the Allen Foundation, the one that endowed the chair that I have, and that one is to educate people in nutrition and public policy. And I've just started off doing that, and that is just very exciting to me, particularly with the Bush School here, the School of Rural Public Health. It's just a great place to do that. The public policy really is, as I mentioned, a strong interest of mine. I really enjoy taking very basic science that I do in the laboratory and then translating that. It's really like teaching in a way, translating that into terms that everybody can understand and that can make a difference in terms of public policy. And the way you get into that is you do one thing well, and my thing happened to be dietary fiber, so they ask you to be on a committee, and then you get in and you roll up your shirt sleeves and you do a good job. And they always ask you back, because not everybody does all the work, and so it is a lot of work. And then when you do that and you find out, I can really do this. I can really lead these meetings and get people that really don't agree with each other to come to consensus. And when that happens, and that's very exciting for me. And then you get asked back to do the next one, and then it goes into the next one, and one thing becomes another. So that's the way I sort of got into it. Well, the good part about what I do is if you do it right, it's prevention, and so it should bring down health costs. That's the whole point to it. So if you intervene at an early enough stage with appropriate diet, it should be protective against a whole variety of different diseases and do what we really need to have done, which is to save us all money.